Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. Hope you're all doing okay. Hope you've had a good week so far, and it is the weekend. Yeah, boy. Now, we're going to be looking into this update that has dropped, and it is about, as you can see on the screen, Bastions of War. This is actually a really good update. I do like this one, and this is a very positive update, actually, for those people that live in high sec and those people that use Marauders for the missions and maybe for some other sites like the D&D sites. I haven't used a Marauder for about... I haven't used a Marauder for... We're talking about 6 years plus now. I haven't used one. So this may actually get me back into using the Marauder in high sec again for, I don't know what for yet, because I'm yet to find out where I can use it, what I can use it for, and so on and so forth. But what we're going to be looking into is this update on the details. We're going to be looking into how these changes translate, and we're going to be looking at two in particular, the Vargur and the Kronos, and the Paladin and the Golem are going to be... They're two separate things. We're going to be looking at those in another video. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. But we'll get into this. So I'm not going to read the patch notes to you because I'll link this page for you, which you can get from the launcher screen, and I'll link this in there anyway for you, so you can have a look, read through all this yourself. But essentially, they just breakdown of what the update is and what Marauders are. So this is the key. This is the important bit here. The Marauders with Bastion module now get a 50% weapons rate of fire increase, which is absolutely mega. That is an insane amount. And we are going to be looking into how that affects the Marauders, the Kronos in particular. But also notice here how the Vargur has had its rate of fire bonus replaced by a 7.5 damage bonus, which is also pretty nice. The reason, obviously, is because they've had to remove the rate of fire bonus because they're getting a 50% bonus increase anyway. But the downside of this, I mean, it doesn't really affect you if you're using it in say, a level 4 mission or in high sec somewhere, but you're getting an extra 30 seconds on your cycle time of the Bastion module, so that may be a hindrance in PvP. You're going to be stuck there for an extra 30 seconds, which may or may not affect you negatively or positively. That's down to situation. So we're going to be looking at Tranquility first, just to go over what the changes actually mean. So we're going to be looking at the Vargur here. So for now, as it stands for now, the Vargur, this is just a very old PvP fit, ignore it. So the Vargur at the minute does 1,298 DPS with hail loaded, which is the close range ammo. Now, if you replace that to barrage, you can get out to 77 kilometers with 852 DPS. But if you're getting out to that, you're not really going to apply the full amount, but you can still hit stuff from that far away. 852 DPS, which isn't bad. So essentially 1,300 DPS in the Vargur, which is pretty insane. That's still a good amount of DPS, but this is pre-patch. So now we're going to switch over to the Kronos, which is... So this is the PvE Kronos. Now, fits for this do vary. Depends on how you want to fit it, how much tank you want, and also what sort of missions or what sites you're using it for. So I've gone for a cap stable. This is with no implants. A cap stable dual rep fit, because dual rep, you are not going to get anything in level 4 missions that will break this, essentially. And with 2 reps, it's pretty much unbreakable. All you have to do is stagger them. But I won't go into fits and how to run them. That's pretty much for another type of video. Now, we are going to be looking at the damage. So if you add Void, you are going to get 1,374 DPS, which goes out to 20 kilometers or 8.4 optimal. So that is essentially a PvE Kronos fit. Now, you may want to use faction ammo for better tracking, and have a look at some Caldari Navy antimatter. There's some Caldari Navy antimatter. So again, you're going to get 1,100 DPS, but you're going to get 28 kilometers on that. So you're going to get a bit more range, a bit less DPS, better tracking for that. Now, if you're going to go to T2 large ammo, to long range ammo, sorry, you're going to be losing a fair bit of DPS. So you get 912 DPS, but you're going to go out to 47 kilometers with your maximum fall off. Again, at 47 kilometers, you won't be applying that full 912 DPS, but you can still hit things and still chew things down while sitting there and face tanking the entire room. Which, again, that's pretty much what Marauders are. They just sit there, face tank, and if you're in the golem, you can sit at range and snipe. But again, that's how you use a different type of Marauder for a different job. So we've very quickly actually, looked at those two on Tranquility. Now let's go over to we'll go over to the test server on CC. This is where things change. This is where, because the Marauders patch is now live on here, we can actually have a look at what these changes actually mean. So I'm just going to switch these around because I've got I've got the dual 625s loaded on, or dual 650s on here. Sorry. So we load up the 800mm repeating autocannons, which are the big bad boys. So on this test server now, after this 50% rate of fire increase, you're going to be getting 2,645 DPS from the Vargur, which is a hell of an increase, as you can imagine. So that's going out to 39 kilometers with hail, which is the close range ammo for the Vargur. And you're going to be doing that. You're going to be doing, that's 2,548 from guns alone, with a volley of 5,200 before resist. So that is a hell of an increase. That's an absolute astounding increase. Considering it's only a 50% rate of fire, that is a hell of a lot. So the Vargur is actually becoming one of the highest DPS battleships in that you can use in high-sec. Now we are going to very quickly swap over to the Kronos, which is where things get a little bit spicy. As you can see, we have, again, I've had to change some of the fit round to make sure that we can get the, so again, I've loaded the core X types just so we can get the stability. But because Void in itself has, it has reduced tracking speed, you may want to use Caldari Navy Antimatter for some of this. But for raw damage, for raw DPS on the Kronos, you now get 2,800 DPS, which is only 200 more than the Vargur, which is actually very interesting because the Kronos is not, and the Vindicators are normally the highest DPS battleships in high-sec, but now the Vargur is only 200 behind the Kronos. Unless you want to take off some of this and fit a little bit more gank, then there you go. But again, if you want to switch out to your long range ammo, you're going to be hitting out to 47 kilometers, dealing an 1800 DPS, which is still very, very high. That is still a lot of damage. But again, you probably won't be applying a full 1800 at 47 kilometers plus because of fall off. But that is a whole different thing. You can get implants to increase the rate of fire. You can get implants to increase fall off range. You can get implants to increase pretty much all of that. So implants included. It's these battleships are going to be, well, I would comfortably say that these Marauders have always been the king of PvE when it comes to high-sec and missions and stuff like that. But this sort of update is pretty much solidifying their position on the throne of king or queen of high-sec missions. So this update is absolutely brilliant if you are a Marauder user, or if you're just training into a Marauder. These things have probably just got a bit better, but also you're probably going to see a little bit of a price hike in them because they're now going to be a little bit more commonly used for missions, I think. But which also leads me to another point. Unless you are going to fit buffer for traveling in between missions or traveling or wherever, I would be very, very, very careful of high-sec gankers, because I tested these ships out on the test server. 5 or 6 tornadoes, which is only, what, 500 million, can completely alpha a Vargur, and can pretty much alpha a Kronos as well. So be very wary of gankers in these things. As that, yes, you are getting a huge DPS increase, but you are also going to become a target because everyone likes to gank Marauders. But this update has been pretty damn interesting. I do like it. There are some other bits in the update if you want to look at some of the interdictors that are getting a rework. There is update with the Revelation and Power Grid and stuff like that. And yeah, so there's a few other bits and bobs on there for you to have a look at. I will drop a link for that in the description so you can go through it. But if you can get access to it by clicking it on your launcher, which is ideal. So I hope you have found this video interesting. I know I've sort of quick fired through it. If you want to see a rapid heavy missile launcher golem fit, let me know in the comments below, and let me know what your favourite Marauder is. But for now, guys, thank you for watching, and of course, I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.